Welcome to American Nightmares, where the shadows of everyday life hide horrors that could happen to any of us. I'm your host, diving deep into true tales of terror from across North America. If you're new here, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a nightmare. Tonight, we explore 3 chilling encounters that blur the line between the ordinary and the unimaginable. Buckle up. These stories will make you question every rustle in the dark. Our first nightmare begins in the snowy forests of southern Quebec, where a simple winter walk turns into a fight for survival. For clarity, our storyteller lives with a hearing disability that leaves her hard of hearing. Some sounds, some warnings she'll never catch, and that detail makes what happened next all the more terrifying. It was about a year ago. The holidays had just ended, and life was settling back into a quiet routine. She lives in a small suburban neighborhood, right on the edge of a thick forest. Everyone knows each other. It feels safe, warm. In winter, she loves walking her dog, Monty, a big Rottweiler Husky mix, through the local trails. Easy paths, nothing too wild. One cold February afternoon, after a late lunch, she decided to take Monty out. Fresh snow had fallen overnight, blanketing everything in untouched white. She let him off leash, watched him bound ahead, full of energy. Half an hour in, they reached a fork. One path was completely untouched. Feeling a little adventurous, she took it. She knew these trails well. It led to a clearing perfect for birdwatching. With her new Christmas binoculars, she scanned the tree line. That's when she spotted it, far off in the distance. A blue tarp draped over what looked like a makeshift shelter. Curiosity tugged at her, but the light was fading fast. Sunset comes early in February. So she turned back. On the way home, Monty's behavior changed. He grew tense, sniffing the trail more than usual. Ears pricked. She looked down and froze. Large boot prints in the snow, much bigger than hers. She flipped her own boot over to compare. No match. There were no side trails. Whoever made those prints had walked right past her while she was distracted. She told herself not to overthink it, but then Monty stopped dead and started barking furiously, straight at her. She turned around. A man stood less than a meter away. 6'4", charcoal snow pants, white camo jacket, hands buried in his pockets. He didn't move. Didn't speak clearly enough for her to read his lips in the dying light. She couldn't tell if he was speaking English or French, and she'd left her phone at home. She signaled she was hard of hearing, that it was getting late, and hurried away. She made it home just as darkness fell, went through her normal night routine, trying not to dwell on the stranger. But at 3 a.m., Monty licked her hand, waking her. Her neighbor had texted. Monty was barking like he was possessed. She tapped her phone for the time, realized Monty wasn't in the room anymore. Downstairs, he was going insane at the patio door. As she approached, the motion light snapped on. Her heart stopped. The man from the forest was standing in her backyard. She didn't wait to ask questions. She backed away, texted 911 as fast as her fingers could move, ran upstairs with Monty, grabbed the machete she kept under her bed. She's small, trained in martial arts, but she knows the smartest fight is the one you never have. They barricaded in the bedroom, heart pounding. Then Monty sprang up again, barking violently at the door. A shadow slid across the gap underneath, slow, deliberate. She sat there, weapon ready, waiting for the handle to turn or the door to splinter. The longest minutes of her life. It never came. Police arrived. Patio glass smashed. Back gate open to the forest. They believed that's how he vanished. She told them about the tarp shelter she'd seen. Spent the next few days with a friend, got the door fixed. No follow-up from police ever came. Now, she sticks to the roads when walking Monty and tries not to think about it too much. Our next nightmare takes us to Illinois, where two teenage sisters fall into a predator's carefully laid trap. My name is Ember. I'm 16. My little sister Kate is 15. Our dad works for a deforestation crew about 30 minutes from home.
It was December 5th. We were heading to the movies to see Terrifier 3, that brutal Christmas horror flick. We knew it was 18 plus, but we looked older and got in no problem. Halfway through, my phone buzzed loud enough for the entire theater to hear. Everyone turned, annoyed glares everywhere. Embarrassed, we slipped out. It was a missed call from Dad, followed by a text. "Hey, could you bring me some lunch? The little cafe in the woods is closed today." Seemed normal. We grabbed food, drove to the worksite, a beautiful, secluded forest with a hill leading down to a lake. I tried calling Dad, no answer. Texted instead. He replied, "Walk down the hill, meet me at the lake." Sunset painted the sky orange. Kate pointed, someone in black, sitting on the deck by the water, back to us. We assumed it was Dad. We got closer. I called his name. Nothing. Kate tensed up. I reached out, pulled off the hood. Not Dad. He turned, waving Dad's phone, grinning like he was thrilled we were scared. He lunged, grabbed Kate's arm. She screamed. I yanked her free, and we ran. Adrenaline like I've never felt, footsteps thundering behind us. We made it to the car, locked the doors just as he reached my window. He crouched down, out of sight, as I reversed and floored it home. When we burst in, Mom and Dad were already there. Dad's phone had been stolen at work. The man used it to lure us. Police tracked the phone via IMEI, found it on the deck, returned it to Dad, said there wasn't much more they could do. We thought it was over. It wasn't. 6 hours later, 1 a.m., an unknown number texted, "I like that your house is lit only by your bedroom TV." I went ice cold, paused the TV, heard rustling outside my second-floor window. Slowly peeked through the blinds. He was there, smiling up at me, gun pointed straight at the glass. I screamed, dove away as the window exploded. Glass everywhere. Parents and Kate rushed in. Another gunshot downstairs, kitchen window. We barricaded in the bedroom, Mom holding us while we cried, Kate on the phone with 911. How did he know where we lived? Police searched the house. Nothing. Then checked my car. Found a small airtag hidden on the tire. That's how he followed us home. They promised patrols everything they could do. Months later, he was never caught. He never came back, but the fear stayed. I still blame myself as the older sister for not questioning why Dad wouldn't answer calls, only texted. All I know now is I'll never ignore that gut feeling again, especially when someone else's safety is in my hands. Our final nightmare comes from 2021, peak COVID winter, when a late-night drive turns into something far worse than a car wreck. It was hectic. Working from home, endless Zoom calls. I was supposed to meet extended family upstate, but a meeting ran 3 hours long. Everyone else was already at my parents' house, 2 hours away. I filled 2 big coffees, hit the road as snow and wind hammered down. Streets barely plowed, 2 feet already, more coming. My old Hyundai wasn't built for this. I crawled through town, then pushed 70 on the highway. Made it by 9, dinner, drinks, gifts, catching up with relatives I hadn't seen in forever. Lost track of time. When I finally left, it was past midnight. Another foot of snow.
Roads empty. I was buzzed, tired, just wanted my bed. Made the mistake of speeding up to 40 on a dark bend. Car skidded. I steered into it, downshifted. Nothing. Straight off the road into a tree. Airbag punched me in the face. Car totaled. Hood buried. Called roadside assistance. 40-minute wait in the storm. Called my dad, he'd come keep me company. Sitting alone, engine ticking, wind howling. I started hearing footsteps in the snow. Distant, crunching. I stepped out, looked around. Footsteps stopped. Then, a new sound. Wet, slurping. Movement in the tree line. I called out, "Hello?" Everything went silent.
Freaked out. I locked myself back in the car. Less than a minute later, footsteps again. Something hit the passenger window, hard. I got out, looked around. Boot prints circling my entire car, then leading into the woods. Drops of blood in the snow. I grabbed my 9mm from the glove box, followed the trail. Blood got heavier. Then a dark shape ahead, flashlight on. A deer, gutted, stomach torn open, completely decapitated, no head anywhere. I turned back, heart racing, opened the driver's door, and nearly threw up. The severed deer head was sitting upright on my seat, staring right at me. I ran down the road, waving frantically at approaching headlights. Thank God it was my dad. We went back together. The boot prints were still there, blood soaked into the seat, but the deer corpse and the head were gone. Only drag marks left in the snow. Tow truck came. I didn't call police, too exhausted, figured it wouldn't matter anyway. To this day, I have no idea who or what was out there that night. Maybe just trying to scare me. Maybe something worse. I'll never know. And there you have it, 3 American nightmares that remind us danger doesn't always announce itself. It waits, in the quiet, in the familiar, in the dark. If these stories chilled you, like the video, comment your own close calls below, and subscribe for more. Stay safe out there, or don't. Sweet dreams.